Akshita's Recipes. Thank you so much for being here today. So today's recipe is this beautiful stuffed capsicum recipe, and it can be had as a starter or it can be had like a normal vegetarian side dish along with chapatis, pooris or some pulao. It's super simple and it's really delicious also. So let's just jump straight ahead into today's lovely stuffed capsicum recipe.
So friends, let's start with today's beautiful recipe of stuffed capsicums. So here I've taken 4 medium-sized capsicums, washed them well. Now we're just going to cut off the top of the capsicum. Now you could use the top also just to decorate it by putting it on top once the dish is ready. So you can just de-seed it and set it aside. And now we're just going to take a knife. Actually, I found a spoon much more easier to work with, and we're going to scoop out all the seeds and the middle of the whatever's there inside the capsicum. So we're going to just take off all of that and keep it nice and clean like this. So you can use a spoon, it works better than a knife. So you can just scoop it out very gently. See that you don't tear the capsicum up. And it comes off very, very easily. So this is how they look. And now we're going to prepare the stuffing. So for that I've taken 4 medium-sized potatoes, boiled them, peeled them and mashed them. And now we're going to add our ingredients. We're going to start with 1 inch of ginger that I've grated. Next goes in the juice of half a lime. So about a tablespoon or so of lime juice. Or you can adjust it as per your taste. Half a teaspoon of roasted cumin powder. So I've just taken some cumin, roasted and ground it. 1 teaspoon of coriander powder or dhania powder. 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. Half a teaspoon of turmeric or haldi powder. 1 teaspoon of dry mango powder or amchur powder. Half a teaspoon of asafoetida or hing. This is about 4 tablespoons of roasted peanut powder. I'll leave a recipe linked of how I make my roasted peanut powder at home. Some salt to taste. And then some freshly chopped coriander, about a tablespoon or so. You can add it as per what you like. If you want to add some more, you can add some more. And now all we have to do is just mix this very, very well. You can use a spoon or you can even do it with your hands. And now once it's done, all we have to do is just stuff the capsicums like this. So stuff it up completely like this. And this is how I've done for the rest. This is a very easy recipe and it gets ready also very well. So you can serve it as a starter, or you can even have it with some chapatis or pooris or roti, or even as a side dish with some rice and dal. And now I've just taken about 3 tablespoons of oil, heated up the oil well, and now I'm just going to place them with the potato side up first, because we have to cook this really, really nicely. We don't want to eat raw capsicum. And now I had 2 more capsicums, so altogether I had 6 capsicums so that I could finish up with the filling. So you get exactly nice 6 capsicums with the amount of filling that I used. And now we're just going to cover it and cook it. And at intervals, we're just going to keep turning it so that all of the capsicum is nicely cooked. So just keep turning it like this. You can use 2 forks or 2 spoons also, and then you will see this little charred look. That's what we're looking for. And keep your flame between low and medium and just keep turning them. So first we're going to cook the sides of the capsicum. So they look like this. So they have this lovely roasted effect. And now once they're all done, we're going to place them with the potato side downward. And now we're going to cook that part really well till it's nice and crispy and golden brown in color. So in a total, this took me about 8 minutes for the whole dish to get ready. And you can see how beautifully and the potatoes have nicely crisped up. And that's it, guys. And you can also sprinkle some chaat masala on the top or some lemon juice. And this is really, really delicious. So do give it a try.
Wasn't that a very simple recipe? Very few ingredients. So if you like this recipe, then do leave your comments in the comment section below. Let me know if you tried it out. Also, don't forget to hit the big thumbs up icon that you see below this video if you really like this recipe. And do share my recipes with family and friends. And don't forget to hit the red subscribe button if you haven't already. And once you have subscribed, click the notification bell and click on all. That way, whenever I put up a new video, you'll get a message for the same. So thank you so much for being here. Go and check out my channel. I have more than 800 recipes on my channel. And if you go to my home page, which is Akshita's Recipes with an apostrophe S, in the YouTube search button, you'll get my entire new home page. And there's something called playlist. Go to that particular part, and you'll get all the recipes segregated into different categories like breakfast items, Maharashtrian recipes, snack items, kids recipes. So that's a way to go and see all the lovely recipes on my channel. So thank you again, and I'll catch you soon in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye.
So let's see today's lovely mushroom potato chops. Now first I'm going to make the filling. So here I'm just going to heat a pan on a low to medium flame. Add about half a tablespoon of oil. Now you can use olive oil or you can use regular cooking oil. Let the oil heat up well. Then I'm going to add 4 cloves of garlic that I've chopped fine. We're going to fry the garlic really well till the rawness of the garlic goes away. And the garlic also flavors the oil really well. Then I'm going to add half an inch of grated ginger. All I've done is taken a cheese grater and just grated the ginger. Next goes in 1 medium-sized onion that I've chopped fine. Now we're going to saute all of this really well till the onion becomes nice and translucent. Now I have used about 7 button mushrooms, washed them really well, and I've chopped them up, taking off the stems, chop them up fine, and we're going to fry these mushrooms really, really well. So we're going to cook these mushrooms till all the moisture, as you can see, there's some liquid or moisture that is that the mushroom gives out as you cook it. So we're going to let all of that dry up and really fry the mushrooms or cook the mushrooms really well before we season it or flavor it. So now you can see the mushrooms have nicely cooked. Now we're going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of pepper powder. So this is homemade pepper powder. I've just taken the peppercorns, just roasted them and ground them to a fine powder. Then we're going to add some salt to taste. And again fry everything or mix everything really well. Now I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of coriander powder or dhania powder. I've done the same thing. I've taken the dhania, roasted it or the coriander seeds, and then ground them to a fine powder. So I do this, make the coriander powder, cumin powder, pepper powder, and keep it so I can just use it when I need it. And now I'm going to add half a teaspoon of jeera powder or cumin powder. Mix everything really well. And now I'm going to add half a teaspoon of red chili powder for a little bit of a spice. And just a pinch of garam masala. Now this is again homemade garam masala, so I'll leave a link of how I prepared my garam masala at home. Now mix everything really well.
So if you want to find any of my recipes, for example, garam masala, all you'll do is just type garam masala, Akshita's recipes in the YouTube search button and my recipe will pop up. So that's the easiest way to find my recipes. So now our mixture is ready. So we're just going to keep it aside to cool. Now we're going to work on the potatoes. So I've taken about, I'm going to be using just 4 potatoes, but I'm going to cook them for about 1 whistle on a high flame in my pressure pan and then simmer them for 10 minutes. Let them cool down completely after they're cooked. And then I'm going to just peel the potatoes and mash them up. So you see I have more than 4 potatoes in the pressure pan. That's because I always like to keep 2 boiled potatoes at hand in my refrigerator. Anyway, so now I've mashed up the potatoes really well. We have our filling ready and I just have some breadcrumbs at hand. So I'm just going to make a ball of the filling and then just flatten it out completely. And then I'm going to make it into like a basket shape. Just put in about a teaspoon of the filling. Don't overfill it and don't underfill it. And then just seal it up. Collect all the sides of the mashed potato like this. Seal it up. And now all you have to do is just coat it with some breadcrumbs. Now you don't need any egg dip for this or anything. It just, immediately coats the potato chop without any other like egg medium or anything required. So just dip them in the breadcrumbs. Now an easy way to make breadcrumbs if you require them really urgently is just take some bread slices and just put them in your mixer and make the breadcrumbs. So now our potato chops are ready. You just have to do is all we have to do is just shallow fry them. So I'm going to heat a pan on a low to medium heat. I'm going to add half a tablespoon of oil. So you can make these potato chops and keep them in your refrigerator, and whenever you want, you can just shallow fry them. Keep them for at least about 2 or 3 days, not longer than that. And now I'm just going to shallow fry them on both sides till they're nice and golden brown in color. Now I also have a recipe for chicken mince potato chops. I'll leave a link for that in my description box below. So fry them well on both sides till they're nice and golden brown in color. And just enjoy this with some ketchup. And this is an ideal snack, or even as a side dish with some dal, rice, or with anything. It just goes amazingly well. So I hope you like today's recipe. I hope you give it a try. Do leave your comments in the comment section below. Go and check out my other recipes. Share my recipes with family and friends. And I'll catch you soon in my next video. Thank you for watching. See you. Bye. So friends, let's see this delicious recipe of Bharleli Mirchi. So here I have about 7 of these large mirchis. So you're just going to wash them and pat them dry well, and then you're going to cut them like this. So one slit lengthwise and a little slit breadthwise like this. And it opens up, and now with a spoon or with a knife, you can just scoop out all of the seeds. You have to discard the seeds and the pips, etc. And then of course wash your hands really well after you clean all the chilies. Otherwise you might just rub your eyes or something. So be careful of that part. Always wash your hands well after handling chilies. So in this way, cut it lengthwise and a little breadthwise like this, and then open it. This is my husband Abhijit preparing this dish. And just scoop out all the seeds and the pips with a spoon. And then you can again just wipe off all the seeds. Now here I am mashing up one medium sized potato. We are going to boiled potato. We are going to be making the stuffing or the filling. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of besan or chickpea flour. Next I'm going to be adding 3/4 of a teaspoon of asafoetida or hinga. Now this spoon which rather I'm using is half a teaspoon measurement. This is 1 teaspoon of dry mango powder. So this is my masala dabba spoon. They are actually half a teaspoon measurement. Now I'm going to add half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, half a teaspoon of cumin powder or jeera powder, 2 teaspoons of coriander powder, 3/4 of a teaspoon of garam masala, half a teaspoon of red chili powder, and we're going to mix these ingredients. We still have a little more ingredients to add, but I'm just giving this a first initial mix so everything gets nicely blended together. It's best to work with your fingers and your hands. Here you're going to add some salt to taste. So roughly Abhijit added about 1.5 teaspoon of salt. That's a regular teaspoon. The other one is a half teaspoon from my misal dabba or masala dabba. Now mix everything really well together. Now here I'm preparing a little bit of roasted peanut powder. I'll just show it to you all. So I'm preparing a little larger quantity. So I've taken 1/4 cup of peanuts, roasted them, that is raw peanuts. And then after they've come to room temperature, I'm just going to grind them to a coarse powder. But we are going to add just 2 tablespoons of this roasted peanut powder. You can store the rest in a clean glass container. And then I'm going to add some finely chopped coriander leaves, say about 2 tablespoons. And now I'm going to add about 2 to 3 teaspoons of melted clarified butter or melted ghee, because this is like a binding agent. So just mix all the ingredients together in such a way that you can hold it together like a dough. So mix it really well so that all of the ingredients come together really well. And now all you have to do is just stuff the chilies with this stuffing. Be generous with the stuffing. And then seal it up like this. Press it together like this. This is an amazing dish. And okay, so all the chilies are stuffed. And now I'm just going to shallow fry them in 2 tablespoons of oil. Can you all guess how much I got these 7 big chilies for? Write it down in the comment section and let me see how many of you get it correct. I'll let you all know after about at least 10 people have replied. And now you just, fry them and put the stuffed part down first so that it gets sealed. And then at every interval, you just keep turning them. They have to change from this green color to a whitish golden brown. There should be no green left on it at all. So keep turning it. And if you find it a little difficult, just use a pair of kitchen tongs and keep turning them. And they have to be completely whitish golden brown, just like this, completely roasted. That's when you can transfer them to a serving plate. So each of the chilies will take a different time, so just keep an eye on it. And your lovely Bhareli Mirchi or stuffed chilies are all ready. This goes best with some rice and curd. So I hope you try out this recipe, guys.
So let's see today's lovely masala bhendi fry recipe. So here I've taken about 100 grams of bhendi or okra, washed it really well and patted it dry. It has to be completely dry. Then I cut off both ends and I've just slit it in the middle like this. Now always check for worms or dirt inside the bhendi, and if it is, then just discard that. Only use fresh bhendi. Now we're going to make the stuffing with the filling. For that I've taken 1.5 teaspoon of sambar powder. Next, I'm going to be adding 1 teaspoon of red chili powder and half a teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi powder. Next, I'm going to be adding about 3/4 of a teaspoon of amchur powder or dry mango powder. This is 1 tablespoon of roasted peanut powder and salt to taste. Now do taste the filling and you can adjust all the ingredients according to your liking. If you want to add more spice or more sourness, then adjust it that way. Now I'm just going to put the filling into the bhendi like this and then just press it down and set it aside. Now you can always make this filling and keep it aside, or you can even double the quantity and make a larger quantity. So whenever you want to make this recipe, you already have the filling at hand. So in this way, just stuff all of them, and now I've heated about 1 tablespoon of oil on my pan, and I'm just going to fry this really well till the bhendi is really fried, where the okra is really nicely fried. So it should turn to a darker green color like this. Now I'm going to set that aside, and I've heated about 1 teaspoon of oil in my kadai or pan. Then I'm going to add just half a teaspoon of mustard seeds. Once the mustard seeds begin to splutter, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera and half a teaspoon of asafoetida or hingu. Now I'm going to add all of the fried and stuffed bhendi or okra into this fodni or bagar, and then just mix everything well and cook it for just 1 minute or half a minute. We don't want the bhendi to turn soft, we want it to still be nice and crispy. So just for about half a minute, just toss it into the bagar, and that's it, guys. Turn off the heat, and this lovely masala bhendi fry is all ready. And I love to have this with some lovely dal fry and rice. So do try out this recipe, and I'll catch you in my next video. This is Akshata signing off. Bye.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Akshata's Recipes. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make some beautiful karela chips, which are super easy to make. So let's get started with the recipe. So let's start making these amazing karela chips. Now here I've taken a bowl of water, about 2 cups of water, to which I'm adding 1 tablespoon of salt, mixing it well and setting it aside. Now when you're buying these karelas, see that they're nice and dark green and also very firm. And they should look nice and fresh too. Now first I'm going to I've washed the karelas well and patted them dry. And now I'm just going to cut off the ends of all the karelas or the bitter gourd. Now using a potato peeler, I'm just going to scoop up all of the insides of the karela. So you can use a spoon, a knife, whatever's convenient to you, and just scoop out all the middle. We're going to discard that. Sometimes it's white, sometimes it has a mixture of some red or orange stuff. So just get rid of all of that. And I think the potato peeler really works very nicely to scoop out everything. Once you have scooped out everything, give the karelas another rinse under water and again pat them dry. So this is how they look once you have taken out all the insides. And now I'm just going to use a very sharp knife and cut them into very thin rounds. So cut them as thin as possible, because the thinner they are, the crispier and really nice and crunchy they will become. So this is how they look. So I'm just going to chop up the rest into very thin slices. Once you've done that, you're just going to put them into the water, the salt water that we've prepared. So this is how they look. They should be nice and thin like this. Yeah, this is how thin and they should be. So using a sharp knife really helps. And now I'm just going to put them into the salt water for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now this will remove any excess bitterness that is there. So you can skip this part. If you don't mind them to be very bitter, then you can skip the part of putting them into salt water. But I like to do that because I don't want them to be excessively bitter. So soak them in the water, for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now once that is done, I'm just going to squeeze out all the moisture and the water and put them in a colander with a dish underneath the colander. And then I'm just going to press it down with my hand to remove any excess water. And then I'm going to put a small plate and a weight on it and keep it aside for 10 minutes. Alternatively, you can also put them on a dry napkin and dry them in the sun for about 10 to 15 minutes. Basically, we want to get rid of all the excess moisture that is there in the karelas. because there's no moisture. They become nice and crispy, and even their shelf life is longer. So once all of that is done, I'm going to transfer this to a nice clean and dry bowl. I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of salt, or you can also add it as per your taste. Next, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of turmeric powder or haldi powder, followed by 2 teaspoons of red chili powder. This also you can adjust as per your taste. 1 teaspoon of cumin or jeera powder, 2 teaspoons of coriander or dhania powder, 1 teaspoon of garam masala. Now this is homemade garam masala, so I'll leave a link of how I prepare it at home. Half a cup of rice flour or corn flour, you can use either of the two, and half a cup of chickpea flour, which is called besan. Now once all of our ingredients are added, just mix it really well. Now I like to use my hands because then I can ensure that all the pieces are nicely coated with this mixture of masalas and flour. And once that is done, I'm just going to set it aside for 5 minutes to rest so that everything is nicely coated well. So in the meantime, I'm just going to heat up a flat heavy bottomed pan with some oil. And now all we have to do is just shallow fry these chips till they're nice and golden brown and crispy on both sides. So this doesn't take long. Within about 5 to 7 minutes, your chips are all ready and crispy. So once they're done, just take them out on a serving bowl or a plate and enjoy these chips. Friends, here are our lovely karela chips all ready. They're really nice and crispy and delicious. So I hope you give this recipe a try, and do let me know in the comment section how you liked it. This is the best way to get your family to eat these karela chips or bitter gourd, and it really is delicious, and it's super simple to make. Didn't you see? It got ready so quickly and hardly any ingredients to use. So if you like today's recipe, then don't forget to hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe, share my recipes with family and friends, and I'll catch you soon in my next recipe. This is Akshita signing off. Take care guys. Bye.